This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
Catch me ever fries, most shots, butter chicken Frankie. Okay, continue. No thanks to that stuff. Leave at my door.
3 a.m. Wow.
Oh yeah, no, they go late. They know what they are.
They
know what they are.
The only Indian option left is what they are.
One of the very few food options I would imagine left at that hour.
Yeah, the pizza places are open
Places.
late now.
You can get a new big arch from McDonald's. You ever have one of those?
No, what's a big arch?
So it's their new burger. It's 2 quarter-pound patties, so it's a half-pound burger.
Oh, Jesus.
3 slices of white cheddar.
Oh.
Lettuce. They have fresh cut onion, and then they have crispy onions. And then they put their sauce, which is like a Big Mac sauce, mixed with Dijon on the top and the bottom.
Half a pound of beef.
Before cooked.
So is it, what, like $15? Like, how much is this burger, though?
It's like $10. It's really not that bad. It's pretty good. And it's hefty.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really felt the need to double up on patties ever. Like, it's...
Yeah.
That's just me talking, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't need much.
Don't need much. I know I need that.
We should probably make the second episode happen.
Yeah, probably.
By me singing, that was a good indication that we're back.
The acoustics are very good for that, I think. It was lovely.
We welcome back everyone. We tried to order some really good Indian food, and then Uber did the thing where this restaurant is busy an hour before close, and then we ordered some pretty terrible Indian food as a backup.
We're gonna just...
It's not that terrible. It's just not as good as the
So there is a high chance that if this episode goes as long as we usually go, then there will be a break where somebody on the couch has to scramble over to get food and then bring it back, and then we will be eating on camera.
Look,
so
this is just a glorified hangout tonight. But we decided to record.
I say we. I am like 3,000 miles away, so you know.
You're hanging out with us.
Yeah, it's true. I just will not be eating on stream while the rest of you are.
We're gonna.
I did in solidarity have donaire earlier, but I am not going to be also very quickly soon after ordering a butter chicken wrap or whatever. So.
Oh yeah, that donaire was hours ago.
Yeah. My donaire was very recent. I can still kind of taste it. So.
Oh, this is awesome. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. I hope you don't mind
Hi.
this. You didn't think we could get more informal, but here we are. I'm on the sofa with my little blanket.
Mm-hmm. You're lucky we're wearing pants.
We're exploring new avenues.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So you want to play a little more Crimson Diamond?
Let's do it.
I want to play a lot more Crimson Diamond.
It's going to take us forever. It's so fun.
Excellent.
Yeah.
One of the least efficient Let's Play channels in the business.
Oh, God. Maybe.
Yes, but we get a lot of content out of even short games.
We are definitely the least efficient.
My apartment's going to get hit by lightning, and we're going to lose everything. This whole thing will be for nothing. Clear blue sky up there. Lightning bolt.
Be a good story. The games room has a riotously colored carpet covering the center of the room. The floral pattern is gorgeous. Riotous. Indeed.
It doesn't have brains on it, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, the purpley one was maybe a little more riotous, but it is, in the shapes of it, riotous.
Which rug did you do first? This one or the one in the dining room?
Probably the one in the dining room. Probably. Yeah. I think I did that room before this room. But it was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember anything. I couldn't remember I wrote that stuff for the taking of the tablecloth. all this. Mm-mm.
You had an inkling that you might have.
I might have. I thought, that sounds like something I would
That
do.
sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Let's look at the pool table. The billiards table stands on 8 squat turned legs. It has a green blaze surface. A baize. Baize.
Baize.
I
Baize.
remember that we discussed what baize was last time.
But we none of us remember.
To say that it was a
I love the
flocked
descriptions
fabric.
of things. The table standing on 8 squat turned legs. Those are the 8est, squattest, and most turnedest legs I've seen.
Oh, absolutely.
I looked at a lot of like furniture catalog things to get the proper terms for stuff because I like being, accurate in what I'm talking about.
I appreciate that.
Somewhat semi-educational. Oh.
Get on pool table.
No.
If that
I do
isn't
not.
here, or you see no need for that.
Lounge upon pool table.
Yeah, I didn't anticipate anyone would try that.
A course of action yields no result.
Perform perfect break.
You can't use lay in this
Nap
game.
on pool table.
Is that the term for it? When you break and it pockets every ball.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A hole in one.
A hole in 8.
Hole in
or however-
one.
however many balls are in
Yeah.
there, I don't know.
There's no one here to play with right now. Practice. You can't use practice in this game.
Play with self.
Play with self.
There you go.
Sorry, you can't do that.
Oh, the apology.
Sorry.
So Canadian.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Alright. Steel cue ball. Your course of action yields no result. Fine.
Very chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
To just pocket the cue
Steel
ball and walk away.
9 ball.
Look at the balls.
Okay. Look, balls.
Stare at them balls.
The billiard balls are pleasingly round and colorful, smooth and shiny.
And we discussed last time we did this that they were ivory. These ones weren't.
Yes, I had designed this whole idea around one of the first replacements for ivory, because even back then, which is probably like the early 1900s, they realized we're getting a bit short on the elephants because of all the ivory that gets used in piano keys and billiard balls and stuff. And one of the first substitutes that they came up with for ivory was something called nitrocellulose or something like that.
It's a type of resin.
Yeah, some kind of resin,
resin.
which apparently had the issue of if you hit it too hard, it would explode. But it had more to do with during the manufacturing process of nitrocellulose that would happen, not if you actually hit the ball really hard with something. So it was kind of more like a risky manufacturing process versus something that the consumer would actually experience. But I was thinking about having a puzzle in the game where you would throw like one of these, you'd pocket a billiard ball and then you'd throw it and it would explode, but didn't get around to it.
Is that a super close up of the?
Yes.
I looked away for a second from the other.
I was going to say, this could either be missing art or the cue ball.
It's a close up of a cue ball.
I'm assuming
awesome.
it's the close up of the cue ball. That's perfect.
At this resolution, like what else are you going to be seeing? Yeah, it's kind of like with the Jardiniers, where I did all that special animation and zonal stuff about looking in left or the right. I didn't do anything with those.
I don't. I'm not good at playing pool, and have no stomach for competition. But I feel if I had a billiards table, I would probably practice with it.
It's fun, just that clickety clack.
The satisfying,
It's very satisfying. I suck at it too.
If you just can take as many shots as you want to,
Ah.
it seems like it would be a pleasing thing to mess around with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a fun game to learn the skill of. Let's look at the card table. The square card table has a lovely maple inlay.
It really does. Look at that
Examine
lovely maple inlay.
It's
Inlay. You cannot use inlay in this game. Oh no!
Oh.
Examine
Well,
card
cool.
table.
Ooh.
That would not benefit from
Early
closer
on, I was thinking
examination.
It'd be fun to have some scene where some of the characters are around the card table playing cards, and then you'd learn more about their personalities. But I never did that.
that sounds like a lot of work.
That sounds like stretch goal, added polish.
But yeah, like
content
having where you had to like
so.
play poker to win money because you need money in this game for some reason. I don't know.
Elaborate currency system.
Mm-hmm.
You got to check your stock portfolio.
Penny stocks.
Imagine just like even adding that and then putting currency in the game, but having nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
That's opening up a brand new whole big problem. Yeah.
And a player economy where they can exchange the in-game currency for real
yes,
currency.
Exactly. You could like buy in-game currency with real money.
Yeah.
It's where all the money is.
But it's just for cosmetics.
Yeah, it's just for cosmetics. It doesn't affect anything.
It lets you wear the bucket on your head.
Oh, I wonder when you're. I hear voices near this doorway. I wonder what they're talking about.
Let's eavesdrop.
So, what are we gonna do about this? What are we gonna do about it? We aren't gonna do anything. I'm gonna stay out of everyone's way, wait for all this to blow over. But what if they find... Shh! Listen. You wanna talk? We'll do it privately. Later.
So before you clear their screen, I do want to do a quick developers talk about this part, where I did hire an indigenous cultural sensitivity consultant, Sonia Ballantyne, who's awesome. She's actually like a filmmaker in her own right. And she apparently consulted on Thor Ragnarok. She like did like the indigenous sensitivity consultation.
Oh, really?
That's cool.
She's freaking awesome. And so I was asking her about questions about like how to represent, like Nathan, who's Cree. He's actually Cree in the thing, and she's Swampy Cree. I know you mentioned you're Cree as well.
I am also Cree.
And I asked what his appearance and stuff, because he's got some beads and he has a fringe jacket and he had like moccasin type boots previously. And she was like, that's kind of a little bit like overkill, like he's wearing like all those things at once. So she said like maybe he could be like wearing European style boots instead. And so in this close up you can actually see he's wearing more European style boots now. So I changed like all of his they were enough to be kind of a bit of work, but I changed all of his appearances to change them to European style boots. The idea being is you can actually ask him about his boots and he can give you some background about why he's wearing that particular style of boot. Like he actually traded Evan for a bunch of pemmican. Cree actually made pemmican with powdered fish in these regions.
Oh.
So and Evan loved the pemmican. It's like they both think they got the good end of the deal. Like Evan thinks he just freaking loves pemmican, and so he got he just had this pair of boots that someone maybe left behind in the laundry or something. And Nathan has this splendid pair of boots that he was like, yeah, it's just a bunch of pemmican, whatever. Anyway, so that's something. So she helped me with like a few of the different like character and background things. She was really awesome about that. And actually, there's something you can learn in the game where it is part of the points near the end that you can find out about him particularly. That was an aspect that she had told me. When we get to that, whenever we get to that, and we'll talk about that more. But I just love the fact that she just added that little bit of extra detail for me. Where it just
That's awesome.
Give him some European style boots, and even the fact that there's this car that you drove in on with the intro. This idea about being how extravagantly wealthy this family must be to have a car like at all, even in that era, and then also like have this launch and everything, and how there is like a big difference. And I hadn't really considered that aspect too much, but I'm like, yeah, absolutely, there would be so much of a difference in like wealth that they would have.
Oh, yeah.
She gave me like so much. Like I was so nervous to do the consulting because I didn't want to offend by accident, or I didn't want to be disrespectful or anything like that. But she was so good about like telling me all these different things I could add.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Very cool.
It was like such a good
Very
experience.
cool.
So anyway, just wanted to add to that. So yeah, you can ask him about his boots. In fact, if you want to give him back.
Absolutely. We will be asking Nathan about his boots then.
Is Nancy's mouth open in her eavesdropping stance because that makes your hearing better?
Ooh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a good question. I never thought to make her mouth closed for this part.
It's a good eavesdropping face, and I've heard that your hearing is slightly better when your mouth is open. I don't know that that's true. I haven't tested it extensively.
Huh.
I've been doing it.
Yeah, just that look on the face, I don't know.
I've been doing it.
Well, I guess it's the idea is that like some of the sound waves can get in, or like your head becomes more resonant or something. I don't know if there's truth.
Vibrate your teeth a little bit.
Yeah.
Expose the enamel.
Truthfully, where I heard that is from the novel Snow Crash, which is not necessarily like a scientific source. In fact, it is necessarily not a scientific
Oh,
source.
yes.
Oh, man.
But I've never tested it, but I did hear that.
Meet me in the study after dinner.
They should do close your mouth because you went home.
She heard enough, so she closed her mouth. game has auto-saved. Excellent. It goes into an unusual spot.
Yeah, I don't know why it's going into it. I think maybe because you might have started with like saves already. I don't know what the issue is. Like it should save at the top, and it's freaking me out a little bit.
You had a few venerable save files in there too.
Yeah, there are some old ones, and we are still running the level 0 NPCs builds, so
Oh man.
which I absolutely should have rectified.
But then now we're getting to this
and-
point. We're gonna have to replay it all again when we had just done. But
and
it's
this
gonna
is
take
going
you
to come up.
30 seconds.
Yeah, this is going to come up every single time that we play the game. Is me going, getting further and further into the game. It feels like a pain in the ass to like go through and get back up to this point in the game. But at some point we'll properly link this to the Steam build. So
Yeah, but to like replay what we've just played through the past like 4 episodes, it would take you literally 20 seconds.
it's true, but I wouldn't want to miss any of the things that I actually did. Not that they have any bearing on points or anything like that, but
If
retrace our steps.
the three of us are sort of like the ghosts tormenting Scrooge, but for Luke. So like if it's just Luke catching up, he can get up here in 5 minutes flat. It's the three of us that cause it to be hours and hours and hours of time.
I mean, yeah, we just talked.
Well, and also testing and attempting dumb shit with the text.
Oh, that's true.
I think even trying to get each climb on or wear everything, you would still get through this in about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, possibly, yeah. I read much faster than I speak, that's for sure. Let's take a look around. The conservatory is a stunning showpiece of a room. Surely the expense and trouble to bring this many panes of glass this far north must have been enormous. There's a doorway in the south wall that leads back to the main floor hallway. You see a husky older man wearing beaten up denim overalls. You see a tall, broad man with long, dark hair and a fringed jacket. Look, Evan. A balding man with salt and pepper hair is here. He seems pretty grumpy. Look, Nate. No? Look, Nathan. A large man in a fringed jacket is trying to relax in an armchair.
You don't know him that way.
I don't know him well enough to call him Nate. Examine Nathan. That would not benefit from closer examination. Look, boots. Let's see anything noteworthy. Nathan's boots. Let's see anything noteworthy. All right, fine. Let's sit down before we even say anything. Talk to people.
Oh, hello, my name's Nancy Maple, and I'm a mineralogist on assignment with the Royal Canadian Museum.
I'm Evan Richards. Look, you and your friend can stay the night, but tomorrow morning Jack will put you on a train back to the city.
But my boss sent me here on behalf of the Royal Canadian Museum. I'm a mineralogist.
I got too much on my plate as it is. What with my sister and that lawyer of hers. And one mineralogist is already one too many.
Hello, my name's Nancy Maple. How do you do?
Hello, Miss Maple. I'm well. Thank you. My name is Nathan Cardinal. I am a family friend of Evan's. How do you know him?
Oh, I don't actually know Mr. Richards at all. The Royal Canadian Museum sent me here on assignment. I'm here to survey the land and find out if there are diamonds here. A discovery like that would surely make a splash when the museum opens to the public.
You're wasting your time. I'm sorry to say. My family has lived in this area for many, many years and have never found diamonds here. Small red garnets are still plentiful, but of little value.
All right. Let's ask about the lodge.
My pa built the place, rock solid. That was back in the days settlers came up here to mine garnets. Evan's father built this lodge. At the time, the government had bought a large swath of land from us for a pittance. Not that they had much choice in the matter. The government had surveyed the land and believed there was enough garnet to mine from the earth to build a large industrial town to extract it. Over time, the government bought more and more land and built Crimson and the train station. But eventually, most settlers left as there wasn't much garnet as everyone was expecting. The Richards family is the last of the settlers to remain. Their land contains valuable riverside property, not to mention a lake that's rich with fish.
Excellent. Ask about lake.
Huh? Huh? I don't know anything about lakes, Miss
The
Mabel.
lake I just talked about? Yeah. Sorry.
I don't know anything about... Delete the game.
It's a real one of the what in
What?
response to something is such a like a pet peeve of mine,
Yeah.
and Matt really channels that with Nathan's.
Hear that? Yeah.
What?
It's not that I never do it. I'll just try to go with pardon or
Mm.
excuse me or I didn't catch that
Yeah.
or something. Just
Oh, yeah.
what is a little bit too.
What?
Yeah, let's ask about Evan.
I'm hungry as a bear. Hope I get a decent helping of dinner. What with all you guests showing up on short notice.
Fine host.
Mhm.
He's been living in this lodge his whole life. His and Nessa's father built it during the garnet mining boom. Crimson Lodge was a bustling place for a while, but eventually the mines closed down and Mr. Richards Sr. and his wife died. Evan kept up the business even as folks were packing up and moving away. He started to advertise to skiers and bird watchers. But that didn't last long. He got tired of running the business, so he laid off the staff and closed the lodge down. Nathan's an old friend of mine. Actually, I was his dad's friend first. And my dad and his dad were friends too. We get on well. He likes quiet, I like quiet. We don't agree on everything, but what friends do. I'm rather hungry for dinner. If I'm being honest with you, and I am.
I don't even think the four
That's awesome.
NPCs have ever had unanimous consensus.
No.
On maybe anything.
No.
We all like Crimson Diamond.
Yeah, that's true.
Ah!
Shh, sorry. Odd man out.
No!
Delete the game.
Delete the game. Delete the game. If Matt doesn't like it, it was a worthless endeavor.
You guys don't see Matt's face that often, but this is actually his furious face.
Ugh.
He's beside himself. It's the experience right now is somewhere between root canal and stuck in traffic. That's
Yeah.
where he's at
Oh.
spiritually.
Yeah, it's a contractual
Matt-
obligation that keeps him here.
Matt would rather that we were back playing Space Quest 6 again.
I'm gonna. I can't even pretend.
Not even in jest.
Not even a jest. This game is amazing.
Not even just. It is.
Space,
Ask about
Space
boots.
Quest 6 can. Anyway. Ask about boots. I wear size 12 shoes. Why
told
do
them.
you want to know? Gonna buy me a sweet pair of two-toned Oxfords? Ah!
Oh, I'm afraid not. Just making conversation.
I'm quite fond of these boots. Evan traded them to me a while back. Size 16 boots are not easy to come by, especially in this area. I've resold them a few times and take good care of the uppers. Our family have traded and helped each other for many years, ever since Evan's father had his accident.
Oh, I'm not sure when this will be useful information, but it's always a good idea to be observant.
Sorry, what I meant to say is accident.
Accident. You can ask him about the accident, and then it kind of that's the whole.
Oh,
Yes.
my pa had a bad accident when he first arrived in Crimson. Broke his leg while trying to chop down a tree.
I can only imagine how the two would be related, but none of the possibilities.
The tree falling on the leg would make the most sense, but I keep going somewhere way more cartoonish in my own head where he keeps hitting his own leg with the axe.
Yeah.
Nathan's father was fishing close by and helped him home. Carried him, actually. My pa knew that Nathan's father had broken the law to help him. Well, technically, he's breaking the law when he was fishing off reservation in that river. But no one would have been the wiser had he not helped Pa. Ma was at the lodge pregnant with me. Childbirth is dangerous at the best of times, more so in the middle of nowhere. When Nathan's mother heard of this, she insisted on sneaking off reservation too to help Ma. I hear it was a difficult birth. I probably owe my life to the Cardinal family. We've been friends ever since.
Is that still true today? Is Nathan breaking the law when he comes to the lodge to visit?
Yeah, it is. And he is. He could lose his Indian status if he's caught. He makes himself scarce when rangers come round. When Evan's parents and Nessa first came to Crimson, his father broke his leg while chopping down a tree. My father was fishing nearby and heard him calling for help. My father then carried him back to the lodge. Evan's mother was very pregnant with him at that time. It was very risky for my father to do this. We aren't allowed off the reservation under penalty of losing our Indian status. But from then on, my father would drop in on them from time to time to make sure they were all right. And he brought my mother too, to see the pregnancy. This was all before my time. But ever since, the Cardinals and the Richards have been friends.
You weren't allowed off the reservation. I had no idea. That sounds very unfair. Is it still risky?
Yes, it's unfair, and still somewhat risky. But this region is fairly remote and a bit lawless, and outsiders don't often know about these rules, especially city folk.
Well, I won't say anything, I promise.
Thank you, Nancy. You're my
I was
favorite.
not aware.
Where did Alex go?
Oh my god, it disappeared.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh!
Meal
Oh!
food.
Some sort of clown show.
Yeah, so that part, yeah, because Sandy was telling me, like, and people don't really know this, but it's like, oh yeah, you'd have to ask permission every time you wanted to be off reservation.
That's so cool.
You know, and it's just like, if you don't, so okay, into losing Indian status, sometimes people would voluntarily do that because they'd be like, okay, well, I'm not allowed to work off reservation, do all these other things off reservation, but potentially I can make more money
Yeah.
if I work off reservation. So some people would voluntarily give up that status because they wanted to make more money and a living for themselves. And also, another drawback is like this idea of the schooling, right? Like before it had a reputation for being awful. This idea of like, oh, I can give my kids a bit of education, and I'm going to kind of lose that if I lose my status. So there's a reason why people want to keep it, but there's also a reason why people want to voluntarily give it up. It's a huge thing.
It's very genuinely educational. And we didn't ask some of these questions last time, so I didn't. I'm hearing some of this for the first time.
It just occurred to me, like, there's some things you can definitely ask about, because it tells you more about how these two are connected. Oh my god! Thank you so much.
Some premium content. You get to watch us eat right in front of you.
And listen to the bag crinkling while
Well,
Julia's
Crinkling.
doing
we're way farther away from the microphone,
I'll put this over here.
Yeah.
so don't even worry about it.
Yeah, well, we'll take a moment here while we get the bags all sorted.
Yeah, the bags are loud.
Yeah, the bags are loud.
One more to open.
Yes, I gave up halfway through.
Apple fries,
Oh my God, there's a lot.
and apple fries.
Oh my God.
Apple fries, y'all.
Okay, so that's this one done. Oh, here's those which you probably will need.
Spoons, which we probably won't, but they're here. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And here's this. This is mine. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's
Spoons and
when
forks.
Yeah, it went under.
I wonder
the
if this is being edited out.
Oh no.
It's possible.
Better
Okay,
not. This is
fantastic.
premium
Oh
content.
my gosh. I've been kind of craving this, and it just. Oh, look at that. That looks great.
I went with the fusion burrito instead.
If we're gonna make everybody watch this, we should at least tell them what we're eating.
Yeah, it's sort of a Canadian fusion place called Potiki's. I mentioned it before. They're the place that does the Kashmiri apple fries.
Which we got.
Oh yeah.
Which is what they're eating right now.
Well, I'm having butter chicken pizza on naan, and it's incredible.
And I'm trying to find the receipt for mine. I can't remember what. It's some kind of chaat, CHAAT, but I can't remember specifically which one it was. This is like a bunch of colorful things that are awesome.
Well, a few of you guys have mentioned in the past that listening to our show and watching our show is kind of like just hanging out with people. Well, this is it.
Doesn't get a whole lot more hangout with friends than sitting and watching and listening to them eat. So
Yeah, and I feel really bad, and feel like we were sort of disrespecting the people who made the game. Except she's right there.
yeah,
So,
Mom.
I don't
she's
feel- yeah,
she's
she
also
doesn't care.
doing it, so it's fine.
Yep.
Good stuff.
I should probably add eating food on camera trigger warning or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Not everyone's down with that.
It's true. Although it's in a tiny little square on screen, so
Yeah.
it's probably not that
Just censor and bleep us.
impactful. Censor and oh god, imagine the constant sine wave bleeps whenever somebody takes a bite of food or something.
Here. There. Everything's fine now.
All right.
Potiki's is
can
kind
you-
of the hero we needed. You know, good trashy late night food.
Yeah. This is what I needed.
Let's ask about food.
Huh?
What? Okay.
Did you ask about the garnets? We read about them last time, but I was really wondering what was the deal with the garnets they were talking about, and they'll actually explain it for us.
Bob
find
came
out.
here for the garnets, but unlike most, he stayed back even when the mines closed. It's a hard mineral. Comes in a bunch of different colors. Mostly deep red here. Sometimes colorless. Colorless garnets could easily be mistaken for diamonds, but any expert would be able to tell the difference. Garnets may be hard, but they aren't as hard as diamonds.
Oh, that's right. Garnets can come in a rainbow of colors. I read that in the garnets and crimson were pyrope garnets, which are deep red. Leuco garnets are the colorless ones. Savarite is green. Hessonite is orange.
Nerd.
Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, go on.
Garnet is a hard mineral. You'll see lots of pebble-sized examples along the riverbed. Settlers mined garnets in this area for use in industrial abrasives. That is, until the mines became unprofitable.
So speaking of nerd, you can actually tell people about mineralogy and geology.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
You can tell everybody, and it will be a different fact.
That's incredible.
Mineralogy has always been my passion. You can learn so much about an area's history by the minerals present.
I was never a bookish type.
The most fun part isn't reading the books, it's about getting out there and finding interesting rocks.
Ah, makes my back hurt just thinking about it.
Garnets are an indicator mineral for diamonds, which means it's possible that diamonds are in crimson.
I wouldn't get too excited if I were you, Miss Maple. My family has lived here for many generations, and diamonds have never been found.
Let's tell about geology.
Toronto isn't on the Canadian Shield, but crimson is. I'm excited to learn more about the geological differences.
Stay out of the sun and keep the dirt from under your fingernails is my advice. Or you'll get a bad back like me.
I'm fascinated by the geology of this area. I've never been on the Canadian Shield before.
This is a special place. It's one of the oldest geological formations on Earth. It's rich in minerals, which the government has always been eager to exploit. I was relieved when the garnet boom died in Crimson. Mining is a very dirty business.
So the garnet mines are part of humanity's never-ending quest for grittier grit.
Mm-hmm.
Just certain tasks would be so much easier if the grit were just a little grittier.
And garnets?
Yes.
What do they
Different
provide?
degrees of coarseness.
What if that's why so many wizard spell components use diamond dust?
Yeah.
Grittier grit.
Yeah. Crimson was known for garnet mines. I was just a kid when they were open. Never even been to them. So don't ask me where the mines are. They got blasted and closed decades ago. And the paths have long been overgrown. Settlers have mined these lands before. They mined garnets that they crushed into abrasive powder. Once it became unprofitable, they left. That was about 30 years ago. We've worked hard to erase the vestiges of those mines and restore the wilderness to its natural state. Still, the area is a dangerous place that is best avoided. Yeah.
Let's ask about the town.
Crimson is the closest town. Well, I guess it was the closest town. Train station, bridge, and a lodge don't make much of a town. Crimson is a shadow of what once was. But that's not necessarily a bad thing in my eyes. There.
Let's ask about the station.
The train doesn't stop in Crimson much nowadays. The train stops in Crimson once a week, but it's only a matter of time before it stops altogether.
Oh, that's like a narrative inconsistency.
I can't say that it's entirely a bad thing.
Because they're going to get on the train
Yeah.
tomorrow. Oops.
Yeah, I guess that is a
Delete the game.
potential issue, isn't it? Delete it.
Delete the game.
Abort.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess, it could only come one direction, and then it only goes in the opposite direction once a week or something like that. But
Oh, yeah, there we go. Thank you, Luke.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Done.
Done.
Problem solving.
Undelete the game.
Sealing plot holes. We have to remake it from scratch because we deleted it.
Yeah.
Oh,
We saved
Nice.
the copy, right?
I'm the recycle bin.
It's in the recycle bin.
Well, these are really good. Yeah, I'm going to have to take a break from this because I still wanted to eat this.
Oh yeah, no
I
problem.
just dropped all the napkins on the floor.
That's fine. Just mopped it.
Such a child. Such a child.
Saw you coming a mile away. Scoured the place top to bottom.
So I don't get these. Are these potatoes or are these apples? What is going on here?
These are sliced up apples that have been deep fried and smothered in caramel.
It's amazing.
Really?
It's really amazing. Yep.
Wow.
So apples
freaking
getting the French fry treatment is what makes an apple fry.
Apple fry. These are deep fried apples.
Because they look like fries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, they taste so appley though. What's going on here?
They're always pretty good. They're one of the least
Or is
consistent
apple instead
takeout
of potato?
foods. They're always good. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're great. Today they're pretty great.
Holy cow. That's incredible.
I've never had anything like this.
That's so good. I'm taking a picture.
They're the best thing that Potikis makes by a lot.
Oh my god. This is incredible.
They're sort of spiced and then with caramel and I think lightly seasoned before they're fried. They're very good.
Deep fried apples. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Who would thunk it?
As crushed as we were about the first place shutting down before we were able to complete our order, the apple fries make up for it. They're always
Holy
is really
cow. Oh my god. I'm so glad I have a fridge in my room. Oh,
Sounds like an endorsement of Potikis in Halifax. So if you're ever dropping by Halifax and you want to have some fantastic apple fries, look up Potikis.
the food's pretty good too. It's just sort of like it's a very busy kind of late night place, so sometimes you get an order that's not that great. But the apple fries are always great.
Like, these have like the texture and consistency of fries.
yeah.
But they're definitely apple.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
I can't understand this.
It's a crazy thing to make, but yeah.
They
very
did
good.
it. I've never.
Those maniacs, they really did it.
Holy cow.
Level Zero's NPCs is not sponsored nor endorsed by Potikis.
No, we're sponsored and endorsed by Canada Dry.
Are we legally allowed to say that? I don't think so.
Mops are a must for wet messes. Luckily, we here at Level Zero only drink Canada Dry.
I mean, what? Can they sue us for like endorsing their product even though we're not supposed to?
Yeah, we're not paid to. We're just.
I don't think you're allowed to say someone endorses your product.
We're unofficial spokespeople.
And that we decided. Yeah, no. We don't
We
get
can
paid.
say as much as we want that, we only drink whatever, or we only use whatever brand or something like that. And that doesn't count as an official sponsorship or endorsement, but you can't say like we are sponsored by whoever. Yeah. This episode of Level Zero NPCs is brought to you by birds.
Birds. All birds. All of them.
The cool ones, the gross ones, the scary ones, all of them.
The dead ones.
Mm-hmm.
The ones yet to be born.
All of the birds that will ever be. The entire biomass.
All birds.
The great spectral soul of bird that hangs over the world. This episode is brought to you by that.
I want to be clear. Not dinosaurs.
No.
And probably not the
Bummer.
trademarked birds like the cuckoo puffs, cuckoo bird, cocoa bird. The ones that we would be sued for saying that I have endorsed.
They're not real birds.
Oh, that's true.
No.
Where's the cutoff? Is the Archaeopteryx bird or dinosaur?
Okay. Starts with the Archaeopteryx.
Yeah. You gotta pick one. Might as well pick that one.
Yeah.
Like that's probably on the early side, but that way we know we got all the birds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the Archaeopteryx is a maybe, everything after that's a bird.
Oh my god.
I asked about birds.
Yeah.
Matt is momentarily too distracted by his apple fries. I'm glad that they were a hit.
It's okay.
Holy cow.
You took a picture of these, right?
Yeah.
You gotta put them on the Discord.
Oh my god.
We were chasing cormorants today.
Yes.
They have been flocking on like a particular rock out in Point Pleasant. I don't think I posted photos in the Discord, but I shall. That are the exact types that appear in this game.
Yes.
And Julia did in real life get distracted looking at rocks.
I did. I picked up a rock. It's very excellent. Yeah, there's double-crested cormorants that were seen by Matt the other day. Not Matt, by Alex.
Lots of cormorants in these parts. They like the fish in the lake. Ha! So do I. They don't prey on the same fish that fishermen seek. That is a misconception.
It sounds like a fish.
Ah! I don't know anything about that, Miss Maple.
Damn it.
Not a damn thing.
Let's ask you about the other people. Let's get some goss.
This is my older sister. We don't get along. In fact, I haven't seen her in decades. She went off to the city when she was 18. Now she's back with that horrible lawyer, Corvus. All greedy and grubby. Too bad there ain't nothing for her here. She's probably in the parlor. She likes it in there. It's the fussiest room in the lodge. An unfriendly woman. They have no reason to speak with her.
Shorter, but somehow way more scathing.
Give almonds to Evan.
Would you like a Jordan almond?
I'm allergic to almonds, did you know? Well, I know Nessa knows. She was in there when I got a bad rash from them as a kid. Doctors said that another exposure to them might be fatal. If she brings them into my home, that's my sister for you.
That's okay.
That
How
seems
about
like
the next-
foreshadowing.
Oh, would you like a Jordan almond? I'm still amazed by these.
Certainly. Never know when it could come in handy to kill my friend.
So she even got up. I was afraid
Oh
she
my
would.
god.
Got up. You give him one of your Jordan almonds. Don't worry, you still have a handful.
I cannot get over these.
They're
I
incredible.
can't.
I'm so glad. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're a favorite of mine for sure.
Yeah. Evan is allergic to nuts, so don't offer those to him. He once told me he touched an almond as a young child and had a bad reaction to it. Accidentally eating one would be even worse, and we're far from medical help here. I'm not surprised that Nessa would bring those Jordan almonds in here. She's always been a cruel person.
Scathing. Right to the bone every time, this guy.
He knows.
I'm gonna save these because I think I can't eat all of this, but they will get eaten tomorrow. It's like a magic. It's like something happened here that's magic. I don't know how they made apples act like French fries,
It is uncanny.
right?
I've never
It
encountered
feels like
anything
they might have a slightly higher water concentration or something like that than your average potato, but I imagine they would behave similarly to a potato if you were going to make a French fry out of an apple.
I think they probably clocked a commonality between the potato and the apple that most people would miss.
No one else has done this.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, why aren't these everywhere?
I don't know.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
That I cannot say, but
This is ridiculous.
it's like the peanut butter on a burger thing, you know? It's like not a lot of people think to do it, but the people who catch it,
It's sort of good in the way
winning combination.
that an apple crumble is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But kind of in French fry
Mhm.
form.
Yeah.
Apple crumble is such a good thing. I don't want to say that it's better, but it is it's good in a sort of a special way, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that I had to come all the way to Halifax to eat this.
Right?
I fear it may only be here. I don't know if
I
Potiki's is a
don't-
wider chain.
I don't like that I just discovered this and I've been living here like for years, decades. Wow.
Well, if you know how to fry a French in at home, then you could make it for yourself.
Yeah. I don't know, unless there's a trick to it, right? There might be a trick to it.
There has to be.
I think they've got a process down.
There's a possibility.
And from ordering it many times, the process is difficult enough. They don't always nail it. They're always
Right.
good, but they're...
When it goes wrong, what happens?
So sometimes there's like the coating on them is a bit more.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like more than it needs for the job.
Yes.
Like this time they're like nice and crisp and,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
they are.
You know, yeah, I can't, like, you put one in your mouth and it really does feel like a fry.
Yeah.
And then you bite down and it just tastes like a cooked apple with like cinnamon and caramel and
It's got the process has to be easy enough because it's always the best part of the order every time.
Mhm.
But it is complicated enough that like I think that
yeah. I wonder if they're frozen. I wonder if they cut them into sticks and freeze them.
it's not like when you get like fries from McDonald's and they will be almost exactly the same every single time.
Yeah.
Like scientifically indistinguishable.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna have to eat the rest of that with great enjoyment tomorrow.
Well, I'm gonna have to say that we're probably pretty close to time at this point.
Do we have any more
So-
questions for these guys? Can we finish up in this room?
Oh, there's gonna be a lot more to ask these guys, so I don't think we can finish up in this room unless we
Oh,
put
really?
a lot of extra time into it. But yeah,
No, it's fine.
well, there's a lot of other guests to ask
Of
questions
course.
about. There's other topics that
You're
would
right.
branch off from that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, if this is not what you were expecting, everybody,
You're welcome.
you're welcome. We got you.
It's true.
We're always keeping you on your toes.
Thanks for joining
Well,
us
it
here
was-
at the first ever Level 0 Con, day 2.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Is it day 2? Was it yesterday?
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
Yeah, day
level
two.
0
Day two.
con after party.
We're going to have to get Luke up here next year. And let's get some freaking PCs up here, too.
I mean, if Julia wants to fly back to Halifax sometime around New Year, probably make a thing out of that.
Oh,
I'm
like
probably
New
gonna be
Year?
back in Nova Scotia for Christmas and New Year.
We can do a live stream. We'll continue
There you
playing Police Quest on the live stream.
Yeah, play more Police Quest. Make it a yearly Christmas special
Let's do it.
or New Year special, I guess.
Awesome. Well, and again, for those of you who are triggered by eating, sorry. For those of you who actually like that sort of thing, welcome.
You're welcome.
And to the rest of you, hi.
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 Thanks for watching.
Hey, stick and stay.
Yeah. Find yourselves a tomorrow.
stick and stay.
We are really into
Have
you.
yourselves a future.
Sorry.
Bye, everybody.
Really into you. Mwah! Mwah!
Mwah. Mwah.
Mwah.
Now I have to so carefully stop all of these recordings and save them all.
Yes.
Yes.
And if even one of them goes wrong, I'm going to walk into the fucking sea.